Hello and welcome. This is Makhdoom Shahabuddin and you're watching Pakistan Connect. Today we have the Federal Minister for Information Technology and Telecommunication, Shaza Fatima with us. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, a very basic yet very important question. Can you please give us an overview of this ministry and the achievements so far for this
Sure.
IT ministry?
Sure. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for having me here today. So over the last year and a half since I've taken office, this has been quite a very exciting journey, I would like to say. So in the very first meeting, I'll tell you a little anecdote. So in the very first meeting when we took oath, right after that, a few ministers, economic ministers, were called by the Honorable Prime Minister, and we had not even finished the tea, and we were called for a short meeting to discuss the big targets and
Right.
to really lay out the roadmap. So the target given to me that day was $25 billion of economic impact.
Okay.
Yes, and we were at a $2.4 billion export at that point. So it was almost a 10x
Correct.
growth that we were looking at.
Quite impossible.
Quite.
Seems like quite impossible.
So Prime Minister is, the way he operates is that he would give you stretch targets so that you really push as hard as you can
Yeah.
and get as close to it as possible.
Yeah, and maybe like aim for the moon and land on the
And land
stars.
on absolutely. Yeah, this is precisely what he says. So so that's how it started. So the way when I settled in the ministry, the way we figured it out was that we will divide it into two parts. So
Right.
one vertical is essentially the direct exports that we're looking at. How can we enable the sector through our policies, through supporting the human resource, through improving the perception of Pakistan across the world? So, in road shows, having good advertisement for Pakistan, and creating an image of brand Pakistan. So
Yeah.
that's what we declared as Tech Destination Pakistan. So
Right.
that's one vertical that we look at.
Okay.
The second vertical was the digital nation Pakistan. So that was another thing that came through that. And the calculation was very simple. So Pakistan is today, if I talk about it, we've crossed, alhamdulillah, $400 billion of GDP overall. But we still think that almost 50% of our economy operates as informal economy.
True.
So digitizing the economy would essentially mean automatically adding almost 3 to 400 billion to the formal sector, which
True.
is unprecedented, but still something that we could target on. So that's where we thought that that's something that we need to focus on. That how can we make the whole embark on this Digital Nation Pakistan journey. So in January this year, we were able to pass the Digital Nation Pakistan Act, which is a milestone in Pakistan's history. That determines the roadmap. So we developed the Pakistan Digital Authority. We're right now making the master plan for Pakistan's digitization,
Okay.
the digital blueprint. And then we will make sectoral plans. So how do we create a health stack, an agri stack, fintech stack? That's how we want to carry it forward. And our immediate priorities will be the health stack, financial stack, and the agri stack, because we feel that it has the largest economic opportunity. So 15 billion we thought Tech Destination Pakistan will bring,
Right.
and $10 billion of economic impact we thought that
The
Digital Nation Pakistan will bring. And that is what we're working on. That's the pathway that we've taken. We've already, for the latter part, we've already started issuing digital identities in partnership with NADRA. NADRA has taken the lead on that. But we're also right now working on a super app, which a national data exchange layer. So the idea of national data exchange layer is to create the Pakistan stack. What happens is that you create a data exchange layer, it's a data rail,
Okay.
and you start plugging in sectors into it.
True.
So a use case would be that if Federal Bureau of Revenue has to know what your financial status has been. So every time you buy a car, the excise data should go to the Federal Bureau of Revenue. They
Right.
should know that person X has bought a car. Every time you register a land, you register a business, your salary comes in. So, but this is a very carefully done trust-based system where consent is sought of the consumer is sought at every point. We will make sure that there is data privacy, data security, and it's not like a doctor would punch your ID card and they will start looking at your economic status. Not
Right.
at all.
Okay.
So we will have data governance protocols And that we believe is going to be a game changer. Today, when we look at Singapore, we look at SingPass, we look at the UAE Pass, we look at Estonia's digitization.
Yeah.
That's the journey that we're embarking on.
Okay, perfect. And obviously, then the major problem would be the data security, because
Absolutely.
in Pakistan we have
Absolutely.
seen cases of data breaches,
You're right.
which is quite easy to get. Like anyone can get my ID details, anyone can get my bank details, anyone can get even my CDR and my whole location history for the last 6 months. So I think that is also a major concern.
It's not that easy.
Like, it hardly takes, I guess, someone did it with me as well. So obviously it was
The-
made public on the
on the
digital
social
media, on
media.
social media. This
No,
is your 6
now
months. Out.
we did a survey of sorts. But what we've done is that after the push on biometric identification
Right.
for SIMs, and that is why we keep pushing for that. So after that, being made mandatory, it has the last data leak is not recent. So when we look at the SIMs issued post 2021-22,
Okay.
data leaks are much less as compared to before, because
Before that.
things have become better. We've come up with better regulations, better
Right.
systems, better cybersecurity. So we're trying to push on that. And the Pakistan Telecom Authority, the National Cybercrime Authority, they're working very hard to secure data right now.
Okay. And another major question is that obviously the IT exports, they are playing a very important role in the economy, and they can even play a better role in the economy as well. And the countries overall in the world, if we just take the example of UAE, they are now even facilitating the freelancers.
Yeah.
They are asking them to come to their countries and even
Yeah.
offering, like giving out golden
Absolutely.
visas to the IT people and the freelancers and even content creators. So what is Pakistan actually doing? I'm not saying we should be attracting a lot of freelancers from around the world, but what are we doing so that our freelancers don't go out?
So, three things. First is that in Pakistan, like I said before, Honorable Prime Minister is very hands-on when it comes to training and skilling of young people.
Right.
And he's changed our KPIs. So the KPI is no longer how many people have I trained. The KPI is what percentage of them actually got employed,
Oh,
or got promoted, or started a business, right? So now that is what we focus on. So the trainings that we're funding are essentially, the payments go out only when we have a certain number of employability. And that is what our core focus is. So starting from low-tech trainings all the way to high-tech certifications, the government of Pakistan is supporting almost 1 million young people at least this year in terms of free of cost tech trainings,
Okay.
which will enable them to go in the market, become freelancers, become entrepreneurs. The second is that the freelancers in Pakistan are tax free.
Yeah.
They don't have any income tax.
Yeah.
The remote workers are tax free. So that's the biggest incentive that a country could give. And a country like ours, who is also under IMF right now, we removed the zero rating for all the industries across the spectrum except for IT.
Okay.
And that's the kind of determination, support, and push that we have from the whole of the government. When we and I have to give credit to the SIFC. When we sit in the apex of SIFC with all the provincial ministers
Right.
present there, led by the Honorable Prime Minister and the Field Marshal General Asim Munir, I think that that whole of government approach has really supported us in keeping the incentives for the industry intact, in
Okay.
supporting the industry at large, and in giving the understanding to all the economic ministries that this is a ministry and a sector that has to be supported.
Yeah.
And as a consequence, today, the finance minister, the planning minister, everybody is absolutely supportive of the tech sector. You will see the planning minister often also initiating, projects through the Ministry of Planning and Development as well. So everybody understands the importance that is there for the industry. We've been growing as on almost 20% over the last couple of years.
Okay.
That's the growth trajectory that we intend to keep up.
Okay, and
Inshallah.
another question which like a lot of freelancers are looking forward to is the payment gateways, obviously,
Yes.
PayPal and other financial services, because that creates a lot of problems sometimes, for
Absolutely.
especially if you have like clients abroad and they have to send payments and then they just ignore you, or like you don't get that opportunity or you lose that opportunity. So when can we expect that, like PayPal coming to Pakistan?
So it's not just a challenge for the freelancers. It's also a challenge for the government of Pakistan. I'll tell you why. Because when they don't have ease of transactions and when they don't have convenient payment gateways, uh, they start parking their funds outside of the country.
Yeah.
So when we report a $3.8 billion of export, I know that in reality it is at least 2x
True.
of what the capability of the country is. So this is a core agenda for us as well as ministry. There are the private sector is very vibrant. The financial private sector, fintech area, I would say. I don't know how many, and I'd actually like to tell the public at large through your channel that Naya Pay today, if you have that installed, you can actually interchangeably use it with Alipay.
Okay.
So every time you go to China, they're all digital payments, right?
Yeah.
So you can anywhere you have to use Alipay, you can actually use NeaPay, and that's what I do every time I go as well.
Okay.
So that's the kind of things that we're also looking at. How can our private sector partner with these payment gateways, and become interoperable? So that will immediately resolve one part of the problem. As far as the payment gateways otherwise are concerned, we're in conversation with a few of them. One you will see will come very shortly. They have a presence in over 150 countries across the world. We've also started conversations with PayPal, where we're talking to other payment gateways as well.
Right.
We're establishing connections between the GCC countries and Pakistan's Rast, so that the transaction becomes very easy. That essentially helps our larger case of IT export remittance as well as home remittance to be able to formalize it.
Okay. And recently we saw news of the Chromebook assembly plant in
Yes.
Pakistan. So what does it actually mean? Why is it being celebrated so much?
I think that's a highlight of this year. A company like Google coming to Pakistan is not something small. Um, you know, uh, this is something that we should, as a nation, and we are as a nation, celebrating. Three components to it. First one is the Google Chrome assembly, made in Pakistan, Google Chromebooks. It's a huge deal. We're coming in high tech manufacturing, eventually looking to export from Pakistan.
Okay.
It creates direct jobs, but it also creates a lot of indirect enablement across the manufacturing sector. The second thing that has happened is that they have announced coming here to Pakistan physically. So opening a Google office, they've already registered within Pakistan as a company.
Okay.
So Google coming to Pakistan as an entity is a huge news that we should all. It's also a testament to our economic, improvement, overall macroeconomic stability, growth, stability in every field which we haven't seen in the past, recent past. So I think that's a very, very confidence boosting element for other technology and other big companies to come to Pakistan as well. And the third is their MOU with Ministry of IT, which essentially is all about training young people, opening AI labs. Google Education, the global MD Kevin Kells was here himself. The whole team was here, and I think that that's the basic core need of Pakistan. How to educate and enable young kids today in schools, primary schools, secondary schools, high schools, and also all the way to the university level. So we're talking to Google Education and how can we really push for the core AI trainings, basic tech trainings across Pakistan overall. So these are the three elements. We have some core partners. So in the Chromebook assembly, Tech Valley Pakistan has really assisted along with Allied Australia. They've helped us bring Google to Chromebook assembly to Pakistan, and they've built it in our national radio and telecom company, which is NRTC in Haripur. They've established it, and overall, I think that last year's meeting with Honorable Prime Minister of Google really propelled this decision. When they met him, the kind of dedication they saw, the kind of commitment they saw, really unlocked that opportunity and was a triggering point where they finally actually decided to physically come to Pakistan. And lastly, a huge support from SIFC,
Right.
all the way from the national coordinator Field Marshal's team, the whole team of SIFC, removing every bottleneck that we faced over the last 1 year. Ministry of Defence Productions,
Okay.
Minister Raza Hiraj, NRTC runs under Ministry of Defence Production.
Okay.
So it has been a whole of government team effort, but happening in a year, cutting across the whole processes, you know how the system works.
True.
I think it's absolutely miraculous and something to celebrate.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
This is Makhdoom Shahabuddin signing off. Pakistan Zindabad.